Hey, this is the Dea Divi. So, I'm going to go and do the book reading for Evermore Divine Publishing, moving off from the first chapter in parts with the Willow Maiden from Western Creek. And then I'm going to go with the next part of the chapter. So, that's what I'm kind of going to read, which I do hope you enjoy. So, here we get into it. The sun beamed down in the long grass flowing to different sides. A young man with dark hair, stoic eyes, a blue sea, muscular figure, and wearing hunter's clothes. He wore flannel and had a clean shaven face, and he wore a cap with an axe on it. Some birds flew past him as the trees crowded slowly as he walked, and he walked up to the sun, almost disappearing at the sun at the tree branches covered over the area. He stood tall and turned as he only had a gun attached to his back. The young man noticed he was not near where he was supposed to be. The shadows lingered further as she moved forward, and the cold and heat married to one another as the sun met the afternoon light. His eyes turned to the trees moving around him, and the man blinked his eyes as the light of the day soon moved to the afternoon. He had been in Western Creek before, but never this part of it. A gentle sound caught his attention as he slowly walked. Too, the sounds that stirred his soul with fire, and he gasped as the sounds became keener to the sound, that of a woman's voice. Leaves blew in his direction as the trees crowded once more, and a young man sauntered in the direction of the sounds that continued to call him, and his eyes gleamed with life as that would await him on the venture out of sight. The leaves continued to glisten under the sun as the winds move around the grand tree, and the eyes of the maiden moved back and forth under the vast willow tree, and the sounds of the birds drifted around as the creek's waters brushed against the roots to the tree, and the large roots were embedded deep with the creek as some branches moved about, and small fish moved back and forth as the ripples moved, and a foot onto the waters, then another, and a small shrubbery grew. Foam rested at the bank, as the pale feet moved one by one, and a long hair like fire raced the waters as green eyes spoke of an unknown worlds. Light and dark can never fade within my bow. I am the maiden of Western Creek. I am the spirit that gives life to the ones around me. I am the one with Western Creek. Light and dark can never fade within my bow. I am the maiden of Western Creek. La 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. I am the maiden of Western Creek. Her eyes shifted as the sun continued to beam down, and she raised her hand and grinned at the willow's leaves that drifted down into it, and her song carried into the wind. Leaves floated everywhere as the man moved about, then stopped as he heard words. I am the maiden of Western Creek. His eyes glistened as he heard the calls of the words strain in the wind. The man strolled closer to the sounds and trembled as he heard such beauty. And his thoughts moved back to him as how the spell moved him. And the man moved closer to the leaves and moved through the bushes that seemed now busy with him strife, and the man took out his blade from side to side and began to cut. And he knew he had to know where the voice led to. He needed to know what would capture his mind. Minutes later, he continued to push forward, hacking the sides of the bushes. And the voice continued to haunt his mind, as the voice sounded as of milk honey. He felt compelled and drawn. Nothing would stop the man. So that is the other part of part two of The Willow Maiden of Western Creek, Fallen Leaves. This is in a series, short stories. From me, Dea Divi, under Evermore Divine Publishing. This is the Dea Divi. Next one out.